Guys, what's up? Like I said on the Darren Guitar Freak intro that I was going to review the entire series of Friday the 13th. I'm going to split this into two parts because I can only do 10 minutes of this. So I wouldn't have to rush through it so much because I tried to do that last time and it didn't work. So we'll start off, of course, with the classic horror film. One of the best horror films of all time would be Friday the 13th. This was a Sean S. Cunningham film that he directed. Apparently he said he tried to make cartoons for kids, and they didn't succeed that well, so he had to do something to keep the lights on, and of course I made Friday the 13th, which was actually a great success when it first came out. Really scary horror film, still gets me today too. Starts like that, Betsy Palmer and Adrian King. Really good, decent, probably one of the best horror films I've ever seen. But this is a really good horror movie. If you haven't seen it, watch it. So then 1 year later they made a sequel, which they started on right away, called Friday the 13th Part 2. This is when they found, they said, Jason's mother's dead. Let's revive Jason. And then that's the way he was all the way through. He was the killer pretty much all the way through, except for Part 5. But anyways, this was a decent sequel. Not one of my favorites, but this is a decent sequel. Kills Adrian King at the very beginning of the movie, right before the opening titles start. So, yeah. Since they had the whole story of actually Jason seeing his mother get killed by her, yeah, Jason thought, why not? I just go kill her for what she did. So, yeah, it was cool. Anyways, so then we come to Friday the 13th Part 3. I'm sure when they first came out with this, it was released in 3D. I just bought the 3D version last weekend. It is awesome. So if you haven't seen it in 3D, go out and buy the 3D version. They finally released it in 3D this year, but it's awesome. So, yeah. This is one that was excellent. This was introduction to the hockey mask. It picks up directly after the second one. The 3D effects are really good, and you only should watch it in 3D. Don't watch it in regular format, which they've kind of had it that way for years. But you should only watch it in 3D. So yeah. Steve Miner picked back up the role. He also directed the previous film. He's the only director to direct 2 of the Friday the 13th movies. He also directed my favorite Halloween sequel, Halloween H2O, but anyways. But then we come to Friday the 13th, the final chapter, which is the 4th one. This stars Corey Feldman. A lot of you might know him. He's probably one of the most well-known actors in this whole franchise. He was in a lot of movies. He was in The Goonies, which was awesome. He was in Gremlins. He was in The Lost Boys, which most people would know him by. But we actually thought that he would actually be the next Jason. If you've ever watched this one, it kind of gives you a little hint at the end, but apparently not. He was in 2 of the other further sequels, but was never like a killer. He never actually ever killed anybody. If you watch Part 5, you'll understand what I mean. But this is probably one of the best sequels. One of the best sequels. So that's what I have to say about the final chapter. One of the scariest ones in the franchise. It's great. That's all I have to say. So then we come to Friday the 13th Part 5, A New Beginning, which obviously didn't do so well. And it was very, very disappointing towards the end. Apparently, like I said before, Jason isn't the killer in this movie. It's just it's a decent sequel. I don't hate it. I mean, it's fine, but this is just another one. But it was really disappointing to a lot of fans out there, and I could tell. But if you've watched it, you know, I really don't have anything much to say about this one. Kind of doesn't lead up to other sequels, but yeah. Anyways, we've gone through the first 5 movies. Part 2, I'm going to review parts 6 all the way up to the remake. So, yeah. Look out for part 2, and thanks.